First update is the garden's up by the house here. Some of these seeds are still really small. I'm going to take them out, some of them, the bigger ones, and plant them, but not too impressed with this particular seed package that I ordered off Amazon. I want to say it was B&K Farms. And most of the plants that I planted from these particular packages, they just stayed small. I mean, it's, mid-July, and these have been going since May, somewhere in there. So I don't know. I'm not too impressed with them. I got a ton left though, so we'll see what happens. Um, Up in this garden, it needs weeded again, really bad. But pepper plants. Those are also more pepper plants from that B&K package. You can see they're still small. These ones were from that, but they didn't stay small. They're doing pretty good. I'm going to plant those probably when I weed, just to see. Maybe it's the pots, we got lettuce. I moved it up here. Tomato plants are taking off. You can see the deer can't eat them here. So pepper plant, hot pepper plant, and the strawberries started producing again. And I'm just spraying with liquid fence to keep things out of it so they don't eat it this time. So everything's going good up here for the most part, other than the weed situation. And we'll take care of that. Down here towards the big gardens, we've got the cantaloupe and the watermelon. I got my little tiller. You can see it on the tractor there in the bucket. Got everything tilled up. For the most part, all the weeds are gone. But this is how it is for me every year when I grow either one. They don't really do anything, ever. I don't know what it is. Other people can grow watermelon in Michigan. I cannot. I don't know if it's my soil or what, but you can see the dark piles of stuff. That's more dairy dew. Hopefully that gives it a little boost. We still got time. Tobacco, all doing really well for the most part. Some are still pretty small. I just planted these yesterday. But you can see the newer stuff doing pretty well. The bigger stuff is huge and flowering. I'm going to let these flowers kind of cross-pollinate. I don't really have a choice. So this one will cross with that one and so on. But I'm going to let them pollinate. Like this one's closed up. That means there'll be seeds in there. And I'm going to pick these off one by one until I feel like I have enough to share with other people and so on. Usually I'd cut them off and put them in a vase, but I haven't had much luck with that, to be honest. So I'm just going to not do that this year, or do that again. I'm just going to let them do their thing out here for a minute. Then I'll cut them off and just probably toss the rest on the ground. But you can see, the leaves are turning yellow on this one at the bottom, and the top is not. These are older plants that I planted last fall, so they're huge. I'm going to take those off once they turn a little more yellow and dry them, and we'll use them. The underneath leaves there are doing it as well on that further plant here. But yeah, so we'll get that taken care of after I finish what I got to do today. The blueberries, doing great. Still small, but you can see there are blueberries on there that need picked, actually. So I got more seeds for blueberry bushes coming. I'm going to plant them probably fall inside, let them grow, and then by spring we should have a decent sized little bush. And I'll just probably make a line here of blueberry bushes. Out by the pumpkin patch, we have a nice patch of yarrow root. It's the white kind, the more medicinal kind. I intentionally will not mow this. I'm going to dig some up in the fall. I did mow a little bit over there where you can see the flowers sticking up, but I tried not to. But this patch is huge, so I'm not too concerned about it. And I see it growing other places if need be. Pumpkin patch. We have a big pumpkin. And somewhere over here we have a little pumpkin. There it is. Right there. so far. So everything's doing good in here. I went through, tilled it, de-weeded the best I could, put cages around the corn because of the deer, and everything seems to be going pretty good in here. This garden got overgrown with weeds. You can see the pile right there that I've pulled by hand. The tiller does a good job, but I planted too far apart. I didn't know how big the tiller would be once we got it for tight spaces, and I definitely did not leave enough room in between some of this stuff. Lesson learned for next year now that I have it. Cages around the corn. The deer have been, well, you can see right there, they ripped that corn right off. I don't know if I'll get another ear of corn on that or not. They even, see, they took this one and that one. And I'm not sure if I'll get any more on that particular one, but it's growing beans up it, pole beans up it, so whatever. They haven't gotten all of it. Got zucchini, beans. Oh, sorry, beans. The deer ate the tops off of the beans, some of them. Don't know if they'll make it. We'll plant new. Not a big deal. This wonderful patch of huge tomato plants they ate the tops off of. I've caged some of the ones with the tomatoes growing to try to protect them. And we've got the liquid fence. Like I said, we'll just have to keep buying it. They missed these ones, I think. No, they got those ones. But they're still doing good. I moved up this to be able to attract bugs that are beneficial to this garden. It's a tiger lily. But you can see some of this stuff actually I think was doing better with the grass. This was all overtaken. The weeds are up to almost my knee in some spots. It looked like this only all the way through. I'm still finishing this up. This is the last thing I got to do today up here. And then I'll move to the hill grow. The broccoli is starting to get broccoli. What's left of it that the deer didn't eat. We've never had this issue before where the deer just decimated a garden. So I don't know what's going on there. But the cauliflower is also getting cauliflower, but I've never grown it before, so I don't know when to harvest it. This don't look right, and it's hard, really hard. So that's not the only one. There's one that's purple. So I'll do a little bit of investigation on that, but there's another hard bit. I don't eat that stuff. It's gross. My wife loves it. So we'll see what happens. Beyond that, everything else is doing pretty good. The deer got the tops of these tomato plants, but they're still producing. They actually ate the tops off of some of these pepper plants. And yet some of them are still producing. These may not make it. I don't know. But I do have time, even though it's mid-July, to replace certain things, and I plan to do so.